All right, it is a Monday, February 16th, 2026. Welcome to the Please Subscribe Show. I'm Cole Spivey. Welcome to my channel. Please give me a big subscribe and also a big thumbs up. And hit that monitoring bell so you know when the next video goes up. Today, we are on our way. Not across America right now. We're not going to filming locations. I wish we were. They're doing a filming location right now. They're creating one for the movie Lioness. Okay. It's by Taylor Sheridan. It is happening February 19th. I believe it's going to be 2300 Merrick Street, I think it is. It could be an avenue, it could be a drive, but I think it's Merrick Street. And it is in Fort Worth, Texas. It's that Roy Pope grocery store. Taylor Sheridan, I believe he'll be there. He's a director. He's also an actor. I kind of wanted to see if I could maybe cast him in Rib, if Rib takes off, the movie about the Revolutionary Independent Branch. He's a cool guy. But anyway, he's going to be there. And his crew will be there for filming. But we're not doing that today. We're actually making sure that everybody has the ADT program, lowers money on your homeowner's insurance and protects you from thieves and fire and carbon monoxide. All right, on our way. For some reason, the tap pay doesn't work. It says, please enter tap or whatever. This one works, but that one doesn't. All right. Now, it actually worked. Cool. So they fixed it finally. About time, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. Gotta get the rollback. Well, it looks like they're doing protein packs for $4. I'm thinking about it. I mean, it's only a $4 thing. I might do a protein pack for $4. They do have a meal deal of the day, $7. You get chips and a drink. I might could refill this thing. Yeah. What are we doing, Dill? Monday? Ooh, I'm not going for the meatball. It's the highest calorie. Might try to jump a protein pack. You can get jalapenos in it. Okay, so it comes as is.
Yeah.
Oh, and you just heat it up?
If you want the meat, yeah, heat the meat.
Yeah, I got it. All right. Comes in like a little tortilla. So they do it as is. You can't even add a banana pepper. She's gonna put a couple banana peppers on there for me, or on the side. Right out of training, but I've been thinking about Your Love with Paid Training. It's a screenplay that I'm probably going to start putting on a legal pad, but I do know the first scene. So the guy's basically a location manager, and there's a lot of abandoned houses that he comes across, and they're not necessarily abandoned. They're just waiting for someone to move in. Sometimes it can take someone 60 days, maybe even 3 months before they move in. Sometimes they'll provide a couch, or sometimes in the move-in process, they come furnished. Some homes do. They'll have it wrapped up in brand new furniture and everything. Well, in this case, it's a nice house, and it's been furnished. And supposedly, the installer was supposed to be there. And it's like a big sale for him, you know, probably $1,000 or something like that for whatever reason. Or $600 to $1,000, something like that. Doesn't really matter on the numbers. He just wants to make sure he secures it. So he kind of breaks the rules a little bit and pops in. Now this happened to a few people people have gotten in trouble for it. You don't ever want to do that. But in the movie, he does that just to peek around to see if the equipment was actually installed. Doesn't find anything, but there's a lady laying on the couch. She jumps up and he jumps. He's like, whoa, whoa, it scares him. And that's probably her character, Lisa. I don't know what I named her a long time ago. Might have been Lisa. And she's basically like a Robert Downey Jr., female Robert Downey Jr. kind of chick, where she had just gone into the house and fell asleep after being completely drunk. And he walks up on her. That's how they meet. Now, what the heck is that? It's like a visor hat. Now, it gets all Last Tango in Paris at that moment. I haven't decided until I write it on the legal pad, but I at least probably would hint to it. I don't know how that would sell as opposed to just having them kind of like love at first sight kind of thing. But the reason why it's your love with paid training is because he gets the paid training, and he probably jumps from the next similar job throughout the movie where he'll get paid training again, that kind of thing. But the paid training also is because of her, so she's kind of a genius and she learns to make money too. But anyway, that's all I have right now for the opening for that script, and I haven't put it on a legal pad yet. It takes a little bit of time to do that. There's not a single chair around here. That used to be way over there. It used to be a dollar movie. That's why I was walking over here. Those days are so over. See where that says second surplus? That was the dollar movie sign. I saw Reality Bites here a long time ago. This was starring Ethan Hawke. The gymnastics place now. We'll take a look at it. I saw The Crow. What's that guy's name? Palya. He also did Knowing. But his name's like Palas or something. Alex Palas or something. I'll look his name up later. But yeah, he did The Crow. And I saw that here with this chick named Amber, who's an actress out in Chicago. This was a dollar movie right here. See, we'll go look at it right over this way. They still have the booths and everything. It's so crazy. It was Richland Hills Dollar Movie. And I saw like the Reality Bites, The Crow. I mean, it literally cost $1 to see a movie. That's where you went in. That's where you paid. You basically got the little ticket. And now it's for gymnastics. So, nowadays, to see a movie, you want to probably at least spend anywhere between 15 to 20 bucks. You get the cheapest, man. You'd be lucky to spend that on a movie. At least it's matinee. I don't know. I haven't been in a while. Anyway, just wanted to share that before I eat this pocket wrap and head out. It's my little information for today. I got a piping cold tea right here. You can see I'm still having the old cup. I don't know if it has my name on it. It's got a smiley face on it right here. Just for Jay. So I don't know. Even though it says, I guess I should have told him my name was Cole, but I got another name too. So people have more than one name. It's basically 330 calories. It comes with a tomato, lettuce. They should put a little bit of cheese in there and peppercorn, but they have to make it as is. But what was cool, I don't know if I can get it. Comes with little banana peppers if you ask for them. It's much wiser for them to leave a napkin. It helps their business to do that. It's really the only thing that I look for in service when it comes to this type of food. It's just the napkin. So banana peppers. Got the Subway stuff right here. And then Got the napkins. Okay, pretty good. Put this for him. Then you add a little banana pepper on there. I'm gonna go back and get some ice. Yeah, one time I was gonna beat up Kurt here, but I decided not to. I just kind of scared him. Me and my friend Foss. All right, first door, 0.5. Boy, it's risky, that squirrel. There's his friend right there. Yeah, he's hiding. Yeah, I didn't get him. Man, this thing zooms too quick sometimes. Couldn't get him on that one. Oh, right. It's by Niki's. That's where my half-brother had his, I think it was like graduation party. Niki's Italian. So, it's 204. Okay. So, it's 249,000. Right there by Niki's Italian. That's where my brother had his graduation party. It's 249,000. Yeah, we might go over there, and they've had since January 20th, so we might get a wife rebuttal on that one. The time that I lost my virginity was a chick named Carly. She had bleached white hair, and she called me Sid, as in Sid Vicious. That was Richland High School. That's where I went. She literally lived down this road, and it was her grandma's house. But this was her parents' house. Her grandma's house was on Industrial. That's where I became de-virginized. I think my dad found out about it and said, well, I was barely 16. I think her house was like right there or something. But I was barely 16, so it's like he was like, well, be sure to use, the sheepskin kind of thing. There's Jehovah's Witness. That's pretty much all he said, because back then was the late 80s, you had to kind of worry about stuff. Yeah, I got hit with a radio fuel injection hack, so I'm going to have to cut off right now. Say radio frequency signal. Well, it's radio signal injection. High frequency injection onto the radio. Freezes the system. It's a theory. I could be right, I could be wrong. Or it just could be a malfunction. It's got to be something. I got hit with that, and so then I got to go to radio and all this jazz. And then you get it back going. Now you can see that it's moving. There it goes. It's just, it's just how it's supposed to be. Welcoming right there, man. It's like, welcome to your new home. Better pick up the mailbox. Did the mailman do it? It's kind of a Stephen King move there. Stand by me. Somebody did it. Wasn't me. Actually a really good thing, because you're like, hey, you got kids like banging down your mailbox. Put a little security camera there that's anti-scrambler. You're pretty much good to go. They bring in those high frequency bags, scramble your camera, grab your packages, and knock down your mailbox and take off. It's your decision. Accidentally I put not moved in. The dog's all barking and stuff. So I changed it to go back. Like, why would you bring your dog? And it does have a black and white night vision, so it can distinguish a person's face, and to connect that, it's facial recognition. It'll recognize who they are. if it's you or a friend or a family member. So it has facial recognition. Another cool thing about the camera is it has package recognition. So when you get a package dropped off, it sends a message to your phone. Isn't that pretty cool? The thing about our doorbell cameras is a little bit different. You can talk to them, but the facial recognition has been upgraded in technology, so it will recognize you and your family as well. Then the other ones like Ring and stuff, it doesn't have the type of facial recognition. Another thing cool too is it has encrypted Wi-Fi. So the panel is encrypted on the Wi-Fi. It splits the Wi-Fi in two. So when they bring a high frequency scrambler to basically fuzz out your camera so they can pick up the package, it won't be able to do that on this device. It's fully encrypted. Remember, ADT, they've been around since 1870, just right after the Civil War. So if anyone is going to be able to protect you in this world from burglary, it's going to be this company. They just moved in. They put like one of those lifetime tables up there as a curtain. And look, I'm going to go ahead and knock. So what is the best camera in the world right now? It's going to be Google. And who pretty much owns ADT? It's going to be Google. So the Google cameras, they are going to be more keen when it comes to recognizing strangers. And also your facial recognition is, the technology behind it is far more advanced. And it has package recognition. So every time they drop off a package, boom, sends a message to your phone. Remember, any alert, it'll always go to your phone and let you know, especially if the police are on their way. Let's say a guy kicks in the back door, gets a big brick and throws it through your window, climbs in, grabs your $2,000 computer, maybe your extra phone, gets some of your jewelry. Are the cops really going to chase him down? Well, if they catch him on the spot, yeah, and they'll serve time for it, and they won't be able to hurt other people. But are they really going to go after him after that? Cops don't chase down phones, and they're not going to chase down your computer. And listen, if they get Fluffy over there, that terrier that's barking at my ankles, if they get Fluffy, how are you going to get Fluffy back? If you got the Google recognition, it's first going to recognize if it's a stranger, it's going to send a message to your phone. You decide whether or not if you want to stick the pigs on them. Now, if you do, let me tell you something. Fluffy's going to be okay. Cops can get there 3 minutes maybe. And listen, let me tell you what you're paying for, okay? You're basically paying so you can be connected to the police, fire, and EMT. Nothing's for free. A fire department can suit up in 1 minute. They can be on the road in 1 minute. They can get to your place within 3 minutes. And listen, in the summertime when it's hot and your whole place is burning down, you're like, whoa, my house is burning down. What am I going to do? Right? And you're at work watching it on your Ring camera and it's not notified and you're sitting there trying to get it through. By the time the dispatch gets through, 10 minutes have passed by. Your air conditioner kicked on and fueled the fire. Your whole house is consumed by fire in 7 minutes, up to 10 minutes maybe. Definitely by 15 minutes, even Fluffy's gone. Boom! Boom! Old deadbolt smart things are a little rusty on the numbers. You want to rip those out, put new ones in. You're not going to get a better deadbolt in the world than something that's, when it's a smart deadbolt, you're not going to get anything better in the world unless you're working with ADT. Remember, they've been around since pretty much the Civil War. Right after the Civil War is when they started securing homes. Right when they got that little ding, 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 telegraph. Well, I don't know if they're a pet owner or not. There's no dog barking, but there's stuff in there. All right, next home, point 9. All right, that one's Sergeant York, 1941, Gary Cooper. Wets the end of it, puts it on the end of the gun before he takes a snipe shot. Sergeant York, 1941 film. Yeah. I see. It may not be built yet. It could be that one that's not built yet, but are they saying that it's odd numbers? Yeah, it would be odd numbers on that one, but that one's going, it might be. Yep. Uh-huh. it's, yeah. That's strange. I might try where that truck is, but it could be the house that they're building. There's a light on, and if you wait until I do this, you'll see there's something on the door. You know, Watauga's not too bad. There's one that's 320,000. Looking for that acorn. There's his friend right there. Squirrel soup. Look at that tail. Yep, he got one. He didn't like it. He knows where it's at, though. Oh, he did get one. There he goes. Boy, went high ground. Went up to the sniper's nest. Getting some air. It's a 5 to 7 year contract, and you pay for the equipment. It's kind of a rip-off. Go with a carbon monoxide detector. It's a deadly killer. Kill your pets. Kill everybody in the household silently. I call it the silent killer. There's a trunk out. Okay, and a truck and a carpet rolled up. So when the dog, you know, is like hanging out the window and it goes by, like you know, and you can get it, it's definitely a laugh. All right, some of these people would be crazy not to monitor their homes, you know. So what we were doing, we were doing like $1,500 cost in equipment, but with the ADT program, we lower that down to zilch. You don't pay anything. and Boogie Nights. One of the beginning part of it with Dirk Diggler. Or is it Eddie James and Dirk Diggler? They're like ripping up the carpet and all that kind of stuff, so give it a little time. That carpet's ripping up. They don't want to walk barefoot on all that, like carpet nails and stuff. It's 817-374-7826. It's a Ford Taurus. Still crunchy. Did a film with Drake Dorn out in Hollywood. It was a student film to get an AFI, and his bum pisses on the gnome. I played the pizza delivery guy. And he was a close one around the skin of the teeth. It went right for the wife. That little lap dog's like, he's like holding on to, it's like a slinky in his hand. Just going, oh man, that dog needs to calm down. He's like, calm down, boy, calm down. Calm down. Settle down. It's like a Muppet in a, what's that Henson, it's a Muppet movie. Jim Henson. Yeah, it's like a Muppet in the Jim Henson movie, like something on a Labyrinth. Remember that? Wasn't there a dog? There was a dog in Labyrinth. It was like a, it was like one of those lap dogs, a real furry. You couldn't see his eye. Couldn't see his eyes. Yeah, don't look in those dogs' eyes for too long, because then they'll snap. Snacking like a pregnant lady. Pregnant lady will eat like a cracker and they'll wait a minute. I don't know, they'll nibble on maybe like one of those round Nabisco crackers. They're called round crackers. I put a little cheese on it. They'll wait a little bit, maybe snack a little bit more. Like this kind of stuff. Non-stop. Drove by from the distance. It was all black car, looked exactly like a Ford Interceptor. It was a Ford Explorer probably. They're making it just like that, and the reason why is because when they buy it, they tell them that it's part of their sales thing. Hey, when you're driving down the road, you know what they think you are? Looks like a Tesla. I was calling it a protein packet. It's actually a protein pocket, and it's at Subway. They're $3.99 plus the tax is $4 and change. Got a little bit of protein in it, wrap it up in a tortilla. I was saying, like, why don't they bring the cream cheese in there with the tuna? Now on Monday, what it is a meatball. So it's a little fattening. So on the regular sandwich, so you can switch to the protein pocket rather than to get the meatball 6-inch on Monday, because Mondays are meatball. I'm talking about the sandwich versus the protein pocket. I just threw it in there really quick. But the meatball 6-inch is going to be popular on the Monday. Tuesdays are going to be your turkey. Wednesday, I can't think of it, but Thursday they do the tuna. So we'll try to hit up the Thursday tuna one. And I think they should bring in the cream cheese, but no one there at that Subway thought it was a good idea, not even the people in the customer line. But I was like, hey man, you can't beat it. What you do, you take a tortilla, I'm mixing the pocket. So you take the pocket, the protein pocket, you take that tuna, you put some cream cheese in it. That's good. Lady goes, don't take cream cheese, I do mayo. I was was like, yeah, I don't do the mayo. But you can mix it up with cream cheese and a tuna. You can't go wrong with it. It's a good protein punch. She kind of looked at me like this, yeah. And then you want to get some milk with fortified vitamin D. It packs a protein punch. 7720, they're moved in. But they don't look it. Yeah, they'd have to be. They got the Hyundai Odyssey. And yeah, pretty new ADT on the signage. First thing I'm gonna get, some really cool glasses. That one's not on Sales Rabbit. None of these are. Not starting with that number. It's not. That's a film dog. Yeah. Usually they will let you do that. If he was a real good one, he'd be looking out the other side of the window. I'm basically listening to I Want to Be Your Boyfriend by the Ramones. Year when the Ramones came out with I Want to Be Your Boyfriend. Came out in 1976. I was about 3 years old. Little did I know that later some of my punk rock friends would show up at the Bomb Factory in Dallas to see the Ramones. I didn't get to though, but I came close. I did get to see Fugazi though, so that's, you know, I probably would have chose Fugazi instead of the Ramones, but Ramones are pretty good though. But so is Fugazi. Says the 15th and I'm busy. Nah, it doesn't have to be. I can still buy it. Yeah, there's no 18. 16. 17. Okay. Yeah, we might be able to do this one. $4.49. It's about 50 cents cheaper. He's like, you'll take picture? You take picture of the bathroom last time you come in. I said, oh, yeah, I'll show you. And I just broke out my YouTube show and showed it to him. I said, you can see it. Like, I just, who you work for? You work for 7-Eleven? No, but you can watch it if you want. And then I showed it to him like a digital business card. The restroom works perfectly fine. They just don't want to clean it, you know. And it does, 7-Eleven doesn't like that. They do offer that restroom. They offer it for their actual customers, so it's a respectful thing. But he's welcome to watch the show all he wants. Haven't sent the message through the app yet, though. This right here. Like that. Kind of almost like at a Dutch angle. All right. Oh, gosh. I mean, I took like a real quick photo of the outer or sign, you know. Hey, but there's a thing on 7-Eleven where it's on the app. You can go around and take photos of the 7-Eleven thing through the app. And you like playing this game and stuff. It's like real fun. You're like in there with the camera and you're like going all around 7-Eleven going, yeah, cool. Oh, wow, it's all virtual. It's a game you play on the app. But yeah, I took a photo of the outer or sign because he didn't want to let people have it for the public. I think they should follow 7-Eleven. He wasn't really that mean, but I've been buying sandwiches off of him now. It's the Italian classic. It's 50 cents cheaper. It comes with this, you know, I guess ham and, I don't know, let's see. It's classic Italian. So it's usually going to be your the salami ham, pepperoni, and provolone. So it's just straight up Italian. They charge about 50 cents less. So I don't know, it's a little bit cheaper. That's what it kind of looks like. You heat these up. I should have heated up in there, but you can do a cold one too. Just like you can with a turkey or a tuna. I would have got the tuna, but it was 50 cents more, and I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and get this one. You don't have to be mean, though. My goodness gracious. This way, I want to take a photo of the out of order sign. I might have been taking photos of signs posted by the employees so people can't use the restroom. They don't have to clean it. That is a bad part of it, but come on, man. It's 7-Eleven. You want to be able to go in a 7-Eleven, use the restroom, get yourself a sandwich. But he didn't have to, like, he wasn't like really mean. He just wanted to know, like, why are you taking photos? You work for 7-Eleven? I was like, no, I do a YouTube show for YouTube. It's nothing major. It's not like I'm gonna turn him in on the app. At least he was real mean. I've had him run me out, like literally, and hit my car, like bang on my car over a fallen hot dog. Then I had a guy at a racetrack try to, well, I dropped the hot dog on an accident, and so it was on the floor, so I just picked it up, put it in my pocket real quick, and wrapped it up in a napkin. And then he wanted me to throw the hot dog away in front of him. So I said, well, why don't you just reach in my pocket and grab the hot dog? You can throw it away for me. He didn't. He was pretty mad. I would be too, man. Dropped a hot dog on the floor, then picked it up and put it in your pocket. Well, by law, they have to throw the hot dog away. This hot dog. People have done crazier stuff for crazier stuff. There's been people that called 911 over chicken McNuggets. You know who they end up arresting? The person that called 911 over chicken McNuggets. Like, that's an emergency line? What'd you call? Chicken McNuggets, and we'll get my money back. Huh? And that lady leaves the McDonald's in handcuffs. That's gonna happen. People get that mad. They want their money back because they didn't get the right type of chicken McNuggets. And McDonald's doesn't always do a policy where they do a return on money. They may remake it. You're getting a 20 chicken McNuggets. You're not getting the money back, but they'll remake the chicken McNuggets for you. And sometimes they even, one at Subway wouldn't even remake the sandwich, not without calling the manager. Really see, but the garage light is actually on right there.
Hello, Sky. You're currently being recorded. You're currently being recorded.
First go back is 6:38. 24 hours ago, I wanna be sedated. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. I wanna be sedated. Hippie kaka 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 kaka. Chicka 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 choo. Won't be for my fingers, won't be for my toes. Boo 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 boo. Bammo. Okay, and those Subway pockets, they're basically like protein pockets. They're a really good balanced thing. They're $4, a little bit of change. It hits hard on the package, especially when you're knocking on the doors. Because you don't need a whole lot. You are walking across a yard and stuff, but it does work. I'd say those things are good luck. Just to let you know. I'm trying to think for just 1 second. Oh yeah, and the milk. It packs a punch. What does that say? It packs vitamin D with the punch. I said it in Catnappers. I drank some milk that was a vitamin D, it was a punch of vitamin D or something like that. I remember, I can't think of it right now. Something like it packs a punch or something. The milk has calcium and vitamin D to pack a punch or something. Enough vitamins to pack a punch. To pack a punch. To back a punch or something. I think it's pack a punch. It's in Catnappers. I remember reading it and then like going back and doing the voice. Or actually listening to the recording and going, it packs a punch. I remember that. Something to do with milk and packs a punch. Because the kids are they drink a lot of milk when they're younger. And it might have been orange juice though, or it could have been Sunny D. Enough to pack a punch. That's what they say, pack a punch. Enough to pack a punch. Enough vitamins to pack a punch. Yeah. I remember that. I wrote that. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I gotta say, man, that was like, whew, man, I gotta say, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. That wasn't bad at all. All right, eating some crackers, listening to Nothing Shocking by Jane's Addiction. Eventually gonna get to Summertime Rolls. I decided to add that on my soundtrack wish list for Your Love with Paid Training. A little screenplay I'm gonna work on here eventually once I get a legal pad. I already know the first scene, but I don't want to plot down too much of a thick, or I don't want to put down too much of a thick plot, because you get locked in on like where you're gonna go. Sometimes it's better just to write the scene and see where the scene takes you. But then again, if you know plot ideals, like I have one where maybe I'm looking at songs to try to get plot. Like for example, I Want to Be Sedated. It's loosely based on Linda. So there was one time where Linda passed out at a roller rink. That's probably going to be a scene, right? She passed out at a roller rink because they were handing out Jello shots in the corner of the They were handing out these yellow Jello shots in the corner of the roller rink, and she took one of them and passed out, and they had to call the ambulance, and then I had to follow her. And I have some of the scene on YouTube. It's probably got a lot of views too, in the ER. And the cop tried to erase all the scenes, or he was gonna make me leave the ER. And I did in front of him, but I put it in the reservoir and was able to pull it up later. So he is this one cop, I don't know, he was just like, he didn't know I was doing it until I was in the hallway, and then he goes, no, you can't have any of that, you're gonna have to erase all of it, or I'll have to ask you to leave the whole entire hospital. So I said, okay, here we go, I'll erase it. I erased all of it, he watched me erase it. It goes into a reservoir, and you can pull it up later. But anyway, I'm gonna use probably some of those scenes like for notes, like for basically for study. And then I think one time she says, I'll pull you down with me. And then I'll say, I'll just pull you back up. So those lines will probably be in one of the ER scenes. So it's kind of Cassavetes a little bit, but I'm trying to make it, throw in like an edge of John Hughes by using these music, like Jane's Addiction's Nothing Shocking. But what I'm probably gonna end up using is Summertime Rolls. Because it was the summertime, I think, whenever we were on skates, when we were at a roller rink. So you roll in the summertime. I always thought it was Summertime Rules, but it's actually Summertime Rolls. And so I'm probably gonna add that to it. So I got a second scene for Your Love with Paid Training. And I did get a bunch of, like a couple Ramones song, a Fugazi song. I threw in a couple oldies, like one from Journey, Don't Stop Believing. And Outfield, of course, has to be in there because it's based on the Outfield song. Jesse was on the far away. Come around, we'll talk it over. There's so much I want to say. That song is Outfield's. Love tonight. That one is kind of would have to be in there. Even a remake of that song. Because it's kind of like these retro, and I'm also going to make him like a writer too. So he writes, he likes to listen to these soundtrack movies. He's coming up with the idea to make this like movie about a love interest, but he has this crazy drunk lady that like he has to deal with kind of at times. It's a little bit loosely based on Charlie Chaplin's The Tramp. If you've ever seen The Tramp, I need to rewatch it, but it's loosely based on that because there's a tramp in that. You know what I mean? But it's also loosely based on like some of like those John Hughes movies, and it's also kind of Cassavetes style with maybe a little vlog touch. You know, like the John Hughes retro coming of age maybe movie or whatever, like 16 Candles, and you got Pretty in Pink. It's a little bit in that field, and then a little bit, if you mix that with Cassavetes' Woman Under the Influence, and then maybe like, you know, mixed something, I don't know, there's a lot of love interest movies, like Say Anything, you know, with John Cusack, that kind of like tug at your heart movie. It's definitely going to have romance in it. I am with you always, Matthew 28 and 20. Look at that G-force. Kitty's hanging on. Hang on there, Kitty. Gotta make a right turn. Hang on, Kitty. We're gonna make a right turn. All right, stop and go gyros, 808 on the arrival. Okay. This is like whenever the door-to-door mixes with picking up food, dropping it off at your doorstep, because sometimes we gotta edit stuff. So I gotta, like, I'm not talking about video. I gotta like get this dropped off, and then I gotta do some stuff. So that's why I'm kind of putting the hair on the ball, as they say. Okay. All right, got one of Chuy's on our way. And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You got Del Griffith and Neil Page, and you know, like the car burns down like behind them, and they're sitting on the suitcases, and they both turn around, and then they look, and then they turn around again. The car is on fire. But before that scene, he goes through the two 16-wheeler, 18-wheelers, and they're like, ah, and they're screaming. Well, when they get out of the car, they're sitting there, and he's like, oh my gosh, and they're both sitting on the suitcases like, yeah, we can laugh about it now. Because his snow coat gets locked in, where the hand reaches down there, and he gets locked, and he can't drive the car, and then he spins around because of the, he tells him he almost hit a deer. He wakes up, he's like, what's going on, Don? Nothing, we almost hit a deer. And then they go back the wrong way on the highway, and those people are going, you're going the wrong way. Neil Page is like, how do you know which way we're going? Hey, how do you know which way we're going? You're going the wrong way. How do they know which way we're going? Yeah, whatever. And then all of a sudden they see this two 18-wheelers. And then Del Griffith turns into the devil. He's like, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, this is like the one where you can pay on a QR at the table. It's called Chuy's right here. And I told her, I said, y'all have like really good hot sauce. Y'all should sell it on the market. So she just gave me a bag of chips and some hot sauce. I was like, can you really do that? She goes, yeah. Here, have some chips and hot sauce. Away, 15 minutes. It's going in a it was going in a circle through that lake right there, the Trinity Duck Pond. And whenever I hit record, it fixed itself. So I'm trying to figure that one out. See if it turns. Yep, still working. Hope that radio signal injection hacking stops. Something right there. Looks like something's way down that way. Alright. Those Teslas are cool too. They're like they sound like those old spaceships on the Jetson. There's like that back where it's at, you know. 2 turntables and a microphone, bottles and cans, and just clap your hands, clap your hands. Do 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 do. Ding 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 bang 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 bang. Interesting. Did in New York in 2016 in that truck right there. Y'all sell.
It's $11 for each one. It's like French ice cream. Brown sugar. Peanut butter. honey. It's supposed to be most experience is what they say. But you can get one of these for $11. Kind of like designer ice cream. $11 for... Let's see. Hang on, I'm gonna check something out real quick. Let's see something. Okay, I see. It's $11 for 14 ounces. So far, I'm liking the mint, and there's another one that's like espresso. So I got 2 stories on that ice cream because they're from New York. The first one has to do with a lady that did press, so grapefruit press. You can find it in grocery stores like Central Market or Whole Foods. She made millions out of a truck, eventually turned it into a thing where it went to grocery stores. There were 2 Wall Street guys. I think they were brothers, and they were trading on Wall Street, and they were like not doing so well trading. They just wasn't their game. But they decided, well, can we make a little extra money? What can we do? So they went down where everyone was trading, going sell, 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 and they went outside the area, and they decided to make popcorn. So they basically got really cheap popcorn because the turnaround on it is it's not much at all. It's not expensive to buy popcorn. They had the popcorn makers and, you know, the machines that make the popcorn. They popped their own popcorn, seasoned it, put it in bags, and sold it to the other Wall Street trading people. It turned out they ended up making millions of dollars doing that because they ended up getting a truck, then I guess not a restaurant, but like a popcorn shop, and then selling it all over the place. And it's one of the seasoned popcorns that's done really well in the market, at least up north. All right, Panera Bread will be there at 9:36. Yeah, you don't want to run out with one of these. It's a kitchen sink cookie because there's a destination. down the road, the habitation, the towns we know, the get fresh flow. Was a good drum, babe. I got where it's at, ding. I got 2 turntables and a microphone, where it's at, ding, ding, ding. Got 2 turntables and a microphone, where it's at, ding. I got 2 turntables and an iPhone, where it's at. Got the i17 Pro. That was a good drum, babe. Get older and you start to listen to back, especially where it's at. It can like actually hurt you if you try to move your neck too much. You can get injured, but you'd have to get a really good lawyer if you dragged him into court. Your Honor, how could my music hurt somebody? It's just music. It's true, but according to Article 17B, you gave the guy fleas. What? That doesn't even make sense. How could my music give someone fleas? We don't know, but we're going with Jamboree handouts makes more sense, but I don't know. It's like when you make copies of Jamboreens and hand them out. Huh. All right. The show, really, I just hit the buttons and it just worked or something. That is weird. This is kind of low ceiling. Huh. This is a weird setup. There's no exit. There's a Chisholm Trail thing. I mean, you know that we're in Texas. Okay, I see now. Better like get going. It's really weird. It's just kind of funky. It's just the way that it's, I don't know, it's kind of cool. The way that it's designed is kind of weird. It's like that was like an exit door. There's actually someone's apartment. You walk in, you're like, oh, I was trying to leave. Sorry about that. But I left and I entered. I was like trying to go out the door. Sorry, I started sounding like Jeff Goldblum. It's set up kind of like studio lofts. So it's very kind of New York / Deep Ellum. Hirsute means hairy. The mansions at Sunset Ridge, man, you like pull in the garage, and the garage, electric garage door shuts, and then you're like sealed off from the world. Then you go through the door up the staircase, you know, and you sit down and like, you know, you're like, you know, by the TV, and then you go down the staircase back in the garage, and then you get in the car and you open the garage, and then you go back into the world, and then you go back in the garage. That's some good living, but I don't know, you can't be doing. All right, thanks for the $1 tip. Headed to Taco Bell. Listen to Fleas, Thinking About You. It's very, very Spike Lee, like very jazz, like a Spike Lee film. This dude's always in there on his computer. He's eating like Taco Bell and like trading on Wall Street or something. Almost like every freaking night. Taco Bell, 1037. Like, you know, filming a plane flying over with a 200 millimeter, because you know that they're up there in that contraption flying over, and you feel distance because they're up there doing their thing way up in the sky. And then if you ever fly over, you feel the sense of kind of isolation up way in the sky, looking down at the world as the world's passing by, and you know all this world and existence is going on as you're flying over. It's like you can see the whole organism of the world from way up there. But whenever you see someone flying over, you know that they're having the same kind of similar thought that you're having, as a sense of distance between your world and they're trying to get back to their world. You know, it's like two worlds, and it's like the world in the airplane in the air and looking down, and then the world of you looking up at them, and you could feel that distance. It's like an instinctual feeling of distance. Last one for tonight, Wingstop, on our way. We'll be there at 10:49. Remember Moonlighting with Bruce Willis and Sybil Shepherd? Did you ever figure out what that was about? They were actually called the Blue Moon Detective Agency. I think it was like really late at night when it'd come on, and by the time it would come on, I was so burnt out on television, I just was like watching their lips move. And they're always arguing. Cozy on it. Wingstop, gonna be there at 11:05. Last one for tonight. Sing out, and if you want to be free, be free. There's a million things you are, you know that you are. All right, I'm gonna get a refill as I go home and eat some ramen noodle. Actually wakes you up. How many calories is it? It's caffeinated content. It's actually a cup of joe. Yeah, so it's the end of the night, throwing out a couple of burritos. I got that for breakfast for tomorrow, and some kind of waffle thing. I don't know what it is. It's like a waffle thing. I don't know. I got some hot sauce on it, so it's the end of the night. Yeah, it tastes like a microwavable burrito. I don't know what kind of burrito it is. Kind of like bean burrito or something in it. It's not too bad. Kitty. Ooh, me. There's Kitty. What are you watching, Kitty? Huh. Didn't know you liked King of Queens. And all of this was out of charity. I didn't even ask for that. That's free, that's free, that's free, and that was free. And this. I asked, I liked their hot sauce. And she was like, oh, you did? And she gave me that. And they're throwing that out. So, all right, Kitty. Here we go with today's kitty. 1 kitty, 9 lives. Each cat life has a number. Numbers 1 through 9. Swirl the cat food. Pick a cat food. Today's kitty will be having Fancy Feast gravy lovers. Ocean whitefish and tuna feast in gravy. Have at it, kitty. It's a leftover. Come on, Brando kitty. And we'll do a little bit more. Really clean your plate there, kitty. Okay. All right, so got some of this hot sauce, a couple of chips, and one of these throwaway burritos things. I don't even know what this is right here. This right here. I think it's like a ranch kind of thing. It makes this tolerable. They put a security lock on it. Now you get the point. Then I'll probably watch some TV.